everyone, thanks for joining me. My name is April with yourphototravelguide.com, and I'm your resource if you'd like to reach out and get tips on planning your fall foliage trip to New England or any other time of year for that matter. But fall, October, happens to be my favorite time to take in the brilliant colors of fall foliage. So just a few tips here. I've been doing this for many, many years, but I still feel like there's a lot of people that haven't visited this wonderful part of the United States. So if I was just getting started, I highly recommend stopping by your local AAA office. If you're a AAA member or know someone that is, they can stop in for you. They can give you a free map, so you can get this free Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, my three favorite states to visit during fall foliage season. And they will also give you a wonderful guidebook, which I've got one here. I've got several different copies. I know a lot of the information in the guidebook, the lodgings, and some of the places to see, you can obviously find that all online. But this is also a great reference to take a look at. They've got close-up maps. They've got suggestions on lodging. They give a rating system as well. So, and it is free, so why not pick it up? You may be sitting waiting for a doctor's appointment and not want to use all the juice on your phone and have time to peruse this. So, two really good places to start. Another map that I very much like to always get a copy of is the easy to read Rand McNally, New Hampshire, Vermont. They have one for Maine as well, version of the map. And this is something I always take with me on my travels. It's good to have a co-pilot, someone traveling with you by car. Your GPS is a great thing to have, but you may not always have a cell signal, and this is something to fall back on. Or say you're at the hotel at night and you're thinking, wow, tomorrow's going to be rainy. What are some other roads nearby? How can we get to some other things to see or do? So this is a good resource. And also, if you visit a lot of the state tourism sites, you can get some great resources there as well. Vermont Vacations, go online, put in your information. I got this beautiful map, and it is a road map, but it also has a great guide to attractions. And that is illustrated here right on the map with a bunch of numbers. Like if you look up here in the corner of Vermont at Burlington, wow, there must be a lot to see and do right here in Burlington. So if I was thinking, oh, I only have a week to go to New England and I only wanted to spend a day in Vermont, maybe I want to rethink that just after picking up this map and seeing all the great things to do. There are paid advertisers that put these points of interest on here, such as maple tasting and zip lining, but hey, you know what? Who doesn't want to take a zip line through a canopy of fall colored leaves? Sounds kind of fun, right? Or try another maple syrup place. I mean, there's so much to see and do in these places. So once you see the guide, if you haven't used a paper map for a while or never, it does give you a box here at the bottom of the page that kind of lays out what these attractions are and where they're located. The other thing I like about this Vermont map is the covered bridges. Covered bridges in the fall, definitely for a photographer, something you might want to check out. So like down here near Bennington, for example, there are 3 covered bridges as illustrated by these little brown covered bridge symbols. You can also see where the mountains are, forests, state parks. So this is a really good road map to pick up. The other thing that they will send you if you request it is this beautiful Vermont magazine. It's got some beautiful photographs, and it also has, again, a lot of information on things to see. Also gives you some places to stay. Again, these are some paid advertisements, but still, it has some wonderful information that you may not have thought of. Some suggested activities, some interviews in the front. So I highly recommend sending off, and these are just some free things to start with. Other tips to think about if you're just considering this is your first trip to New England is if you look at the map and you do any sort of research, there are not a lot of major interstates covering the tiny state of Vermont. So to get from east to west can take you a little bit more time. or you're going to just be flying by it on the interstate. And that's not really the way to see the covered bridges, get off and taste the maple syrup, and walk through a pile of wonderful fall leaves. So you may want to reconsider thinking how much time to spend in the state. Considering it's fall, you will have less hours of daylight. In fact, it does get completely dark by about 5:30, 6 o'clock. You may not have any more sunlight. If it's an overcast day, which you do get some rainy days in the fall, you are going to run out of daylight to see and do things. So if you don't get up early, if you start your day like 9 or 10, you're looking at maybe a good 6 hours, 8 hours, and then take out some driving time and some stops, some eating time. You can quickly see how your day can disappear. These smaller roads where you want to get off and see some of the attractions such as the covered bridges, old churches, maple syrup tasting, even the Ben & Jerry's original location and their visitor center where you can take a little tour, taste some Ben & Jerry's ice cream in Vermont, a very Vermont thing to do. You're looking at speeds of maybe 40 to 45 miles per hour, even less in the afternoon when you get behind a school bus. And, you know, a lot of these areas do get pretty popular in the fall. So just some things to consider. And I highly recommend, if you're going out to New England, you need to start looking, if you're going to be there over a weekend, where you're going to stay. A lot of these towns are very small. They don't have a lot of lodgings. And if you don't book, you may be staying in the larger places like Burlington and then spending a good portion of your day just driving to get to some of the great things you want to see or do. So if this looks all too overwhelming, remember you can reach out. My email is april@aprilart.com. You can go to my website at yourphototravelguide.com, fill out the contact form, and heck, maybe I will send you one of these free Vermont maps myself, or one of these AAA maps with some suggestions on what to see or do. So hey, hope this was helpful, and good luck planning your fall travels, and hope you'll stop back again and watch another video. Take care. Thanks. Bye.